更重要，为什么呢？因为如果你在学习外语，那每天听和读有意思的母语级别的内容就是最重要的一件事情。所以如果你用 VPN， 那你就可以接触到YouTube， 可以接触到 Netflix 和类似 Netflix 的不同网站，也可以接触到 Google。然后如果你可以用那三个网站学习一门外语，特别是英语，但是其他外语也一样，过程会方便多了。因为我知道有的人会说很多在 YouTube 出现的视频也出现在哔哩哔哩或者其他在国内的平台，但是实际上绝大部分在 YouTube 发布的内容都在国内看不到，然后 Netflix 所以我知道很多在 Netflix 出现的电视剧和电视节目，你也可以在国内看到，有很多在国内可以看美剧和其他电视剧的网站。但是如果你用 Netflix 的话，你也可以用 Language Learning with Netflix。我不知道你们有没有听说过？我现在就写一下 Language Learning with Netflix。这个是一个你可以跟 Netflix 一起用的软件，然后就是一个很方便的工具。你可以选择一个在字幕出现的任何一个单词，然后你可以直接看词典，你可以保存一些不同的单词，你可以用很多不同语言的字幕。所以如果你用 VPN，那你就可以用 Netflix， 你也可以用 Language Learning with Netflix， 然后所以那也会很有帮助。最后你可以用 Google， 然后 Google 也特别重要，特别是对于找阅读教材或者阅读材料那件事情。如果你用 Google， 你可以搜索很多关于不同话题的网站，然后你每天都会有很多有意思的英语或者其他外语内容可以看。所以我知道如果你在国内，你还是可以学会外语，你还是可以学会英语，但是如果你用 VPN 的话，我觉得过程会顺利多，然后进步会快一点。OK， 那就是我今天的一个意见。OK， 所以我们马上就要开始练习 Part 1， 但是我先要做一个小的比赛或者小的挑战。所以我有一个问题，然后今天的第一个挑战就是我马上就要给你们发三个英语句子，然后这3句话都是正确的，都是没有任何错误的，但是其中有一个母语人会用的比较多的，或者其中有一个雅思级别比较高的学生会用的。所以大家看一下这3句英语，然后你猜一下哪一个是一个高级别的雅思考生会用的，或者哪一个是一个英语母语人最可能会用的。所以第一个就是 My mom knows how to cook Indian dishes， 第二个是 My mom knows how to cook Indian cuisine， 第三个就是 My mom knows how to cook Indian food。 所以已经有一个学生觉得是第一个，所以2个学生都觉得是第一个是最好的，还有另外一个学生觉得是第3个。OK， 有很多不同的回答。OK， 你们还有5秒钟。3、2、1 ，OK， 时间到了。答案就是第三个才是最好的，第3个才是母语人最经常会用的。如果你经常跟母语人交流， 你会每天听到我们用 food， 然后很多次，我们每天都有很多次都会用 food 那个单词。我们很少会用 dishes。dishes 不是错，我不是说那一句话是错，那一句话也是正确的。我只是说，这是一个中国人讲英语的中国人经常会用的，但是母语人很少会用的。说英语的中国人经常用 dishes 来表达菜，比如说印度菜，他们会说Indian dishes， 但是我们母语人一直会说 Indian food， 我们几乎总是都说 Indian food。第二个就是 cuisine， 也不是一个错误，但是我们很少会，我们偶尔会用 cuisine， 但是我觉得我如果我跟我家人或者其他英语母语人说话，我觉得也许1个月1次才会用 cuisine， 但是每天20次会用 food， 所以你们都在学习英语，你们都想更加接近英语母语人的用词，所以你应该习惯到几乎所有你说英语的时候，你想表达食物或者菜或者餐或者比如吃饭或者吃东西，就用 food 那个单词，因为那就是我们母语人几乎总是会用的。Okay. All right, so let's get practicing English. And our first topic today is kind of related to food, but I want to get somebody to volunteer, and I want to get somebody to volunteer to be the first person to hear the topic. And I don't want to tell you guys the topic until the first person hears the question. Here's the question. So we've got a couple of volunteers. So let me see who got the answer right. Let's see. Ruby was one who got the answer right. Who else got the answer right? Yeah, just Ruby. So Ruby, okay, you're going to be the first one because you got the answer to the question right. Okay, anybody else wants to answer? You can put up your hands as well.
Hi, John.
Food. Hello, can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
Fantastic, I can hear you too. Okay, so your topic is related to food. So these questions are all about picnics. Okay. So, Ruby, did you go to picnics when you were a child?
Yeah, I live in an apartment complex. So when I was in my childhood, I always go to have a picnic with my friends in our city's park. And maybe sometimes we just have a picnic in our apartment together.
And do you often go to picnics now? Do you often go on picnics now?
Not really. I mean, I have moved to the city center now, and all of my friends went to different places in our country, and it is very hard to gather with them. And sometimes I have no one to go on a picnic with me, so I didn't go to there now.
Do you prefer to have a picnic or to cook at home?
I'd go with cooking at home. I mean, cooking at home means it is very easy to buy food in the supermarket, and then just I can turn on the air conditioner in my room, and if I just go outside for the picnic, it is maybe sometimes in summer it is very hot, and there are lots of mosquitoes to bite me. Not very uncomfortable.
Okay, cool. So the last question, Ruby, was where do you usually go for a picnic? But you already said that you don't usually go on picnics, so I'm going to change it. I'm going to think of another question. Okay, when you were a child, what did you usually eat when you had a picnic?
Just something that is easy to bring, like sandwich or some food that have been cooked, like some French fries, or maybe I can go to McDonald's to buy something. And also my friends will bring bring flower, they think it can just make the picnic more colorful. I mean.
Okay, thanks, Ruby. All right. Pretty good answers there, Ruby. Well done. Let's see. There was just one thing I didn't understand, or I think one thing that was maybe didn't make sense. So in your answer to your first question, you said that sometimes we would have a picnic in our apartment together. So if you have it in your apartment, it's not a picnic. So for it to be a picnic, you have to kind of go out, usually to a park or somewhere, or the beach or somewhere. So if you have it in your apartment, that's not a picnic.
Okay.
So did you mean maybe in your apartment complex, or did you actually just mean in your apartment?
I was trying to say there's a playground in our apartment, but at that time I just forget.
So what's the difference between your apartment and your apartment complex, Ruby?
Apartment complex is more suitable to just describe.
No, but there's a difference. There's a difference in meaning. So does anybody else know? You guys, you're watching at home. Do you guys know apartment complex? Apartment. In my apartment. In my apartment complex.
Apartment mean one house, and apartment complex mean lots of house. Lots of apartments.
Yeah, pretty much. So yeah, in my apartment 就是在我的房子里，在我房间里 basically. Whereas my apartment complex 那就是在我小区里. So I guess you mean in my apartment complex, not in my apartment. Is that what you meant, Ruby?
Yeah.
Okay, that would make more sense. Okay, but be careful with those because they're different meanings, apartment and apartment complex. Okay, thank you, Ruby.
Thank you, John.
Let's move on to the next person, who is Don. Hello, Don.
Evening.
Hi. Okay, cool. So Don, same questions for you, all about picnics. Did you go to picnics? Did you go on picnics when you were a child?
I barely go to the picnics when I was a child because I will almost spend most of the time at my home, so I didn't go to picnic quite often when I was a child.
Why?
Because I was always alone, and there was nobody with me to go to a picnic, and so I didn't have much experience about picnic.
Do you often go on picnics now?
No, I also do not go to picnic because the weather here is too hot. Because I'm in a tropical country, it's almost always summer. The temperature is very high, so I spend most of the time at home or in the university to study.
Cool. Do you prefer to have a picnic or to cook at home?
If I have some friends with me, I prefer to have a picnic outside because if the weather is okay and we could talk and play outside and have a picnic. But if just myself alone at home, I would prefer cook at home.
Okay, cool. All right, thanks, Don. All right, okay. So all the answers were okay. They all could have been a little bit better. Like, for example, the first one, you didn't really give many details in your answer. So the question was, did you go on picnics when you were a child? And you basically said no, that you didn't, but you didn't really explain why until I asked you. And then after I asked you why, then you did explain it. So that was better. And
okay.
In the last one, your last answer was pretty good. It made sense. Just one little thing I need to correct. So you said I could be with my friends and we could play outside. So we can't really say, so unless you're like very young, unless you're like 11 years old or 8 years old, you can't really talk about playing with your friends or playing outside with your friends. So can you think of another way to say that, Don? Instead of saying, like, if you're, for example, if you're 20 years old,
we can hang out outside.
Say that again. Yeah, go on.
We can hang out outside.
Very good, Don. Well done. Exactly. Yeah. We can hang out outside and have some food in the park, something like that. That would be better. And the last thing I want to talk about is in your second question, your answer to the second question, you said that you live in a tropical country. So you should say where. You should say where. It sounds kind of weird to just say I live in a tropical country, but you don't say where you live. So where are you living?
Okay. So I should.
Yeah. 你在哪里？在哪里？
Just in Singapore.
In Singapore. Okay, that makes sense. All right. Okay. So yeah, it would be better to say because I live in Singapore, which is a tropical country, so it's too hot, so I don't often go outside. But that's fine. That makes sense then. But if you just say I live in a tropical country, it sounds weird. Why wouldn't you just say what the country is that you live in? So it's better to say I live in Singapore, which is a tropical country. Okay. Thanks, Don. Pretty good job. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. We'll get one more student.
Hi, John.
Hello.
Melissa.
Hi. What's your name?
Melissa.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Hi, Melissa. Okay. Okay, Melissa. Some questions about picnics for you. So, Melissa, did you go on picnics when you were a child?
No, I didn't. Because in my city, we don't really have a park to go on picnic. Even though we have a park, they don't allow us to bring food in because most of the time people forget to take their garbage with them.
Okay. Do you often go on picnics now?
Now? No. Like the same reason, we don't have a park to go on picnic. We have a lot of shopping mall, cinema and KTVs, like this stuff. We don't have a park to go on picnic. That's a shame.
Do you prefer to have a picnic or to cook at home?
I prefer to go on a picnic. First of all, I don't really like to cook at home, and and then I spent too much time in my room, actually, to be honest. So I don't want to stay at home anymore. Even if I got a chance with my friend, I will go out with them to hang out with them.
Okay. Thanks, Melissa. All right. So there's another question about where do you usually go for a picnic, but you don't usually go for them, so I can't ask you that question. So pretty good answers overall. You spoke quite fluently there. You were able to get out full sentences in one breath. You weren't pausing very much, so that was pretty good. Just two little grammar points I'm gonna help you out with. So one was, you said they don't allow us to. They don't allow us to.
We are not allowed to, right?
Good, very good. Okay. Well done. Yeah, we are not allowed to. Well done. That's good. And then in your last question, you said I don't really like cook at home.
I don't really like cooking.
Yep. Yeah, good. Exactly. I don't really like cooking at home, or I don't really like to cook at home. Either of those would be okay.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Melissa. Okay. Good job.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. 所以我们几分钟之后就要开始练习 Part 2。有一些人就在这里在 cctalk 看，还有一些人在知乎同时看。所以如果你在知乎看，我推荐你来 cctalk。为什么呢？因为如果你在这边在 cctalk， 我就可以打开你的麦克风，然后我们可以一起练习英语，我可以听到你说英语，我可以给你一些意见，所以 可以来 cctalk 可以叫这个课程就叫9月新雅思9月新雅思口语话题直播，然后好像是考官约翰's雅思直播什么什么的，然后有一个号码就是888417772，这里这样 OK， 然后我也提供我在每个礼拜2、礼拜3、礼拜5和礼拜6也提供小组雅思课，所以如果有人想跟我一起上小组课的话，你可以先关注我微信公众号，那就是 Learn with John， 然后可以联系到 Lin， 他会告诉你如何参加那个小组英语课。但是这些课已经订满到10月27号，所以如果你想比如说11月底或者12月份考雅思，那你可以从10月27号就开始跟我做小组雅思口语课。Okay, let us begin part 2. All right. We've got so before we begin part 2, I've got another little challenge, so another little competition. Okay, so it's very simple. I want you guys to tell me 2 translations of this phrase. So tell me in English 2 different ways to translate this phrase. So 我马上就要告诉你们一个中文表述，然后每个人都应该尽量想起来2个可以用英语表达那个意思的说法。所以你要翻译的就是达成一个目标。所以如何用英语说达成一个目标，然后应该想起来两个翻译。Okay, we've already got 1 answer. 当然你需要2个，一个不够。Okay, we've got more answers now. Okay, so let's see our answers. So we've got 1 answer from Ruby. She says, achieve a goal, reach a goal. Yes, both good. Okay, we can say achieve a goal, we can say reach a goal. Well done, well done. Okay, good. Don just has 1 answer, so tell me another one, Don. And then I think it was Melissa who has the next one. She said, achieve a goal, complete a mission. Yeah, you could say, I guess a mission is a little bit different from a goal, but it's almost the same. So I think those are both okay. To complete a mission or to achieve a goal, good. Let's see, Lydia says, achieve an ambition or reach a goal. Good, well done, Lydia. Yeah, they're both okay. Okay, achieve an ambition or reach a goal. Sherry says, achieve a goal, accomplish a goal. Well done, yeah, good, well done. Don has another one here. He says, achieve an objective. Very good, Don. Yeah, that's a good one as well. Achieve an objective. Ruby's asking a question. She asks, task 也是目标吗? No, task 不是目标, task 就是任务. Don has another one here. Meet an objective. Meet an objective. I guess that's okay. Yeah, I guess that's okay. Yeah, I guess that's okay. That's right. Meet a requirement. That's not the same, Don, because a requirement is different from an objective. An requirement is more like, so an objective is more like a 目标, and a requirement is more like 要求. So it's a little bit different. Okay, any more ideas? Maybe no. Okay, but still, we've got a lot of good ideas there. Achieve a goal, accomplish a goal, achieve an objective, meet an objective, achieve an ambition, reach a goal. So a lot of good ideas. Well done. So this is one of the topics that we're going to be practicing in part 2, which is about an ambition. So we've got 2 topics. I'm going to send them into the group in cctalk. So our first topic is describe a time when you changed your opinion. That's one. Describe a time when you changed your opinion. Our second topic is describe an ambition you have had for a long time. So describe a time when you changed your opinion. Describe an ambition you have had for a long time. 所以每个人都可以选一个，然后我给你们1分钟的时间来准备你所选的那个话题。所以第一个就是 describe a time when you changed your opinion。第二个就是 describe an ambition you have had for a long time。所以你们准备的时间现在开始，然后我们1分钟之后就开始练习这两个 Part 2话题。No,不是 there still is. There still isn't. OK， 时间到了，所以OK， 时间到了，所以我们第一个要练习的话题就是 a time when you changed your opinion. A time when you changed your opinion. 所以如果你要回答这个话题，可以现在举手一下。然后如果你在知乎，我推荐你来 cctalk， 然后你可以来回答这个话题。OK， 还有其他人吗？Okay, let's start with Ruby, and we'll see if we've got more people. We've got a couple more people, I think, coming up. Okay.
Hello, John.
Okay. Hi again, Ruby. Okay, all right. So let's. Okay, so let me get my clock. So you're going to talk about a time when you changed your opinion. Remember, you've got 1 to 2 minutes for this, so don't worry if I stop you. I'll tell you when the time is up. Can you start speaking now, please?
I just prepare for the ambition.
Oh, we're going to do the opinion one first. So let's see if Don has prepared the. You can come back and do the ambition one later, but we're going to do the opinion one first. So let's see about Don.
I also didn't.
Hello, Don.
I prepared for the ambition.
So you also did the other one. Okay. Well, let's see. Okay, let's see if anybody did the opinion one, and if nobody did the opinion one, I'm gonna do the opinion one myself. Okay. So anyone 有没有人准备那个第一个话题，就是你有一次改变了你的想法，所以如果没有准备了，但是你真的要练习你的英语，这就是一个很好的机会，因为你就说一旦就说我就会开你的麦克风。OK， 如果没有人的话，那我们可以听我之前录制的回答。我教一下。OK， 这里。OK， 所以我们要做的就是我会播放这个回答，然后你们都要听一下，然后听完以后我要问这个关于我讲的这些内容的问题。Okay. Oh.
Some people were good with computers and
Okay. I used to think that some people were good at maths and other people were bad at maths, and some people were good with computers and other people were bad with computers, and some people were good at languages and other people were bad at languages, and some people were good at sports and other people were bad at sports. And all the people who were good at those things would always be good at those things, and the people who are bad at those things would never become good at those things. I've completely changed my opinion about that. Now I think it's absolutely possible for somebody who is really bad at something when they start doing it, or somebody who doesn't have much natural talent in an area, to become really, really good at whatever the skill or ability is. The old way that I used to think is called a fixed mindset. And when I was younger, I used to have a fixed mindset whereby I thought that I was good at some things and I was bad at other things, and I was never going to become good at any of the things that I was bad at. But gradually, as I got older, I started to learn more about how the human brain works, and I came to realize that even though talent is real and some people do have talent in certain areas, it's still possible to become very good at something even if you don't have much natural talent in that skill when you begin to do it. So I learned this gradually over time, and I changed this opinion that I had gradually over a few years. But the main thing that helped me to change this opinion was a book that I read by an author called Carol Dweck, and the book is called Mindset. And in that book, she talks all about how possible it is to learn anything if you have the right mindset, and how we can learn lots of different things through consistent practice or consistent study, even if we seem like we're not talented in those things at all. So I think a lot of people who are successful in life have this growth mindset, and they don't have the fixed mindset that I used to have. Okay, 所以如果我要回答这个雅思 Part 2话题，我会这样说。所以我希望大家都听得清楚，因为现在有一些问题。所以第一个问题就是 What did I used to think? So what was the thing that I used to think that I changed my mind about? So 你也可以写一下你的回答。What did I used to think? What was my old opinion? Okay, Ruby says 有些人无所不能. Yeah, okay, that's probably true. Or that's probably true as regards to what I used to think. Or Sherry sums it up well as well. She says that I used to think that people who are good at something will always be good at it. Yes, that's another good way to explain that, Sherry. Thank you. So yeah, I used to think that people were naturally good at some people were naturally good at some things, and other people were naturally good at other things. And if you were not naturally good at something, you could not learn to be good at that thing. You could not learn to do that thing well. So that's what I used to think. Question number 2. What do I think now? What do I believe now? So Ruby says people have talent in some areas, in some certain areas. No, that's not really what I said was my belief now. No. Any other ideas?在知乎看的这些人，如果你听了我刚刚放的语音，你也可以回答这些问题。So Ruby's changed her mind now, and she says, can learn to be good at. I'm not sure what you mean. Sherry says you can change the situation by hard work. Yeah, pretty much. So now I believe that even if you're very bad at something, when you begin to do it, you can learn to do it very well, and you can achieve a very high level of performance in a skill, even if you don't really have much natural ability in that skill at all. You can learn to do that skill very, very well just through practicing it over a long period of time. Okay, the last question. What was the name of the book that I mentioned in the answer? What was the name of the book that I mentioned in the answer? Good, we've got a few correct answers here. Well done. So it's Mindset. Yeah, the name of the book is Mindset. Very good book. 我真的推荐所有学习外语的人看那本，我就是觉得所有人应该看那本书，特别是如果你有孩子，因为如果你有孩子的话，你看完那本书，你就会知道如何帮助你的孩子学会不同的很重要的技能。所以我觉得所有人都应该看那一本书 Mindset by Carol Dweck。 OK， 所以现在有没有什么人想回答这个问题，就是a time you change your opinion 这个话题。因为我播放了我自己的回答的时候，有一个人就说了，但是现在已经没有。Okay, Ruby's going to try this one. Hi again, Ruby. Hello.
I will just start my part 2 on the basic of your story.
Okay. If you want to try it. Okay, cool. Let me get the timer. 1 second. All right, so remember you have 1 to 2 minutes for this. Don't worry if I stop you. I'll tell you when the time is up. Can you start speaking now, please?
Okay, I'm gonna tell my opinion that I changed when I was a child. When I was 10, I knew that it was very important to learn driving in the future. But at that time, I just hate doing this, and I also very contradictionary. I mean, my mom was very good at driving. I always envy her, and I just try not to do this. And at that time, I just believed that my mom may have a natural skill in the driving. I mean, she just passed all the tests in one time. But when I'm grown up I'm 20 now, so it is really important for me to learn driving now. At first, I was very afraid of driving. I mean, I have to pass 3 part driving tests. I mean, in China, there are 3 parts of driving tests. At the first try of part two, although my driving tutor was very patient with my driving, and she always guided me with all the details, but I still didn't pass the part 2 of the driving test. I was exhausting and didn't know how to just continue with it, but it was my tutor always trying to encourage me, and by his help, I just learned the driving for about 2 months, much longer than other people who try to drive. And just after... Thank you,
Ruby. Okay, well done. That's almost 2 minutes, Ruby. Well done. Pretty good answer there. And so I guess that is something that you changed your mind about. So it is an appropriate answer. Well done. You had some good sentences in your answer, and you weren't struggling to keep talking. You were well able to keep talking, and you could have easily completed the 2 minutes. So good job in terms of fluency. So let's see, a couple of corrections. So one time you said when I'm grown up. When I'm grown up.
I have grown up.
So yeah, try again. Say that again.
When I have grown up.
Okay, there's a couple of ways you could say this. You could say after I grew up, or since I have grown up. Let's see. Oh, sorry, it should be after I grew up. So like you mean what 长大以后 is that's what you mean, right?
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. Okay. After I grew up or since I have grown up. After I grew up or since I have grown up. Or you could say now that I have grown up. Okay, any of those would be okay. So after I grew up, or since I have grown up, or now that I have grown up, any of those would be right. Okay, let's see. The tutor, the driving tutor, driving instructor, was that a man or a woman?
Man.
Okay, because I think maybe I was wrong, but I think you called him she at the beginning, but maybe I didn't hear it clearly, but I think there was a little bit of he she confusion there. And the last thing,
is it a suitable word of 教练?
Okay, so if you're because there's a few different ways that you could translate that depending on what kind of 教练 you're talking about. So for the driving one, that's a driving instructor. But you use the word tutor, which is okay too. You could say a driving tutor. That's not wrong, but we'd usually say a driving instructor. Okay. Okay. But then the other, I'm trying to think of other types of 教练, and one is like a fitness. Actually, you could say a fitness instructor. I was going to say a fitness coach, but either of those would be okay. Fitness coach. And what other? Let's think. Are there any other types of 教练 that that you don't know how to say, or that any other guys don't know how to say in English?
Oh, coach.
Yeah. So anyway, so the one for driving, that's a driving instructor. The one at gym, that's a fitness coach or a fitness instructor. But the driving one can't be a driving coach. That's just a driving. There's no such thing as a driving coach. It's just a driving instructor, not a driving coach. Okay. Okay. So let's see. And last thing then, Ruby, you said, I was very exhausting. So not exhaust. So an activity can be exhausting, but the feeling is not exhausting. The feeling is tired. Good. Or as Don has come up with the answer here, exhausted. So for example, the hike yesterday was exhausting, so today I am exhausted. So I am exhausted because it was exhausting. Okay, thanks, Ruby. All right, cool. Okay, so any more? Do we have one more person who wants to try this one, or will we just move on to the one for ambition? So I'm going to give it 5 seconds. If nobody puts up their hand, we'll move on. Oh, you got one more. Okay. So is this Melissa, I think? Sorry, Melissa. I'm just trying to put on your microphone. Hello. Is this Melissa?
Yes.
Cool. Okay, Melissa. So remember, you have 1 to 2 minutes for this. Don't worry if I stop you. I'll tell you when the time is up. Can you start speaking now, please?
Okay. I'm going to tell you a time that I have changed my opinion. When I was young, in the primary school and the 3rd grade, I believe, we started to learn English. At that time, I thought English is another subject that familiar with math or Chinese. That because we only learn how to memorize those words, or how to read on the books, and those teacher doesn't tell me that English is a useful tool. And for a long time after we started to learn English, I didn't realize that English is such a valuable language we have to learn. And so for a long time, I always learn English for those exams. And also in China, in China, in the school, we only learn how to memorize those words and how to read on the books. We don't really learn like listening or speaking. Like that is the primary thought I'd ever have, and the thing changed my mind is I fall in love with a singer, which is Taylor Swift. I believe you know her. And when I started searching on internet for her video, I can find her. What's her? Those world tour video. And
Thank you, Melissa. Okay, thank you.
Okay.
All right, so that's 2 minutes. Okay, so well done. You kept talking for 2 minutes. So you did a good job in terms of keeping talking. You produced the language pretty fluently there. So well done for that. In terms of the logic of your answer, the problem is so
I didn't finish
didn't really
my
explain
opinion.
what you changed your mind about so much. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay. So what did you change your mind about? So you used to think that English was like another subject like maths.
Yeah.
Whereas now, what do you think now?
Now English is a useful tool for you to achieve your life goals, and also it could be something that you can earn. You can live with. How to say that? I mean, you can become an English teacher, or you can go abroad.
Okay, but you could become a maths teacher. Okay, but sorry, go on.
But with math, you can't go abroad talking with those people from another country.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, right. Okay. So you could say, right, I'm going to imagine that I'm you. So you could say something like, well, I used to think that English was just like another boring subject in school, like maths or chemistry or something like that. But now I realize that English is a very useful tool, which I can use to travel or to live in another country and to meet lots of different people. So I think it's much more important than those other subjects that I learned in school. Something like that, I think, would kind of sum up what you're trying to say there. Okay. So that was the main problem. Actually, the sentences that you produced, the language that you produced was pretty good in general. And let's see.
I know I didn't finish my opinion.
Not really. You didn't finish your thought. No.
Yeah.
Okay. But anyway, one good expression that you used there is you were talking about in primary school what you used to do for learning. We said you had to memorize words. Very good.
Memorize words.
So basically, by dancer. So that's how you say that in English. The best way to say that in English is memorize words. So well done. That was a good expression. There was one thing. I'm not sure if this was a pronunciation mistake or if you just used the wrong word. You said another subject, something with maths. I thought English was another subject, something with maths.
I didn't say something. I said familiar with.
Right, so that's the wrong word. Familiar with.
Wrong. Okay.
Yeah.
The wrong word. Okay.
Yeah, you're getting two words mixed up here. Familiar is shushi. Does anybody at home know what word is she trying to think of? It sounds like familiar, but it's not familiar. Familiar and shang. Yes, it is similar to familiar, but it is not familiar. It is similar. Okay, so what you meant there was I thought that English was another subject just similar to maths, but actually it's not. Something so similar, not familiar. Okay, and the last thing is I think at one point you said how to read on the books. Read on the books.
Yeah. How to read the sentences on the books.
Okay, read sentences not on a book. Read sentences. Yeah, good. Yeah, good. Books. Okay, so how to read sentences in books. Okay. Okay, thank you, Melissa. Okay, good job overall. Thank you.
Thank you, John.
You're welcome. All right. Let's move on to the other topic. So the other topic was the one about ambition, an ambition that you have had for a long time. A lot of, it seemed most of you prepared for this topic. So who wants to have a try for this one? Try and answer this one about ambition you have had for a long time. 所以不用害羞，如果你觉得来这样直播，然后只听别人说话，效果不会很好，所以你应该挑战自己，你应该抓住机会，说一下你的看法，练习一下你的英语，我会给每一个学生一些意见。OK， 所以我们已经有一些人举手。Right, so we'll start with Lydia. Hello, Lydia.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, it's a little bit noisy, but I can hear you. Okay.
Yes, I'm
so,
still
Lydia,
outside, you know. Okay.
All right. So, yeah, Lydia, tell us about an ambition that you have had for a long time. You've got 1 to 2 minutes for this. Your time starts now.
I'm going to tell you something about my ambition. Although I think perhaps some of you will think it as something really boring and a little bit ridiculous, but I'm going to say about it. My ambition is to go abroad for further study and to find a better job for myself. Since actually for going abroad to study, I had this opinion since I was 12 years old. There are some reasons. First of all, since I was really very young, I feel myself quite interested in learning English and some other languages. So when I entered to university, I chose another a language as my major. It was French. And secondly, some Chinese parents, they pay a lot of attention to the education, and now the development of the economy is not as good as before. So for just a simple and basic job, you need to be quite overqualified. So I have to study hard to make myself more qualified for this job. Finally, I have to say I like the Eastern cultures. I want to go to these countries to study, to learn more about the culture and about my plans.
Okay, thank you, Lydia. Okay. Thank you, Lydia. Okay, good job, well done. I think you could have kept going there, so well done, good job for your fluency. Your answer made sense. It was so. You said that it might be a bit of a boring answer. Well, maybe, but it still made sense. It still was a reasonable and suitable answer.
But I didn't answer the last question, And
yeah, I know, but I want to give other people. Don't worry about that. This isn't the real exam, so don't worry about it. I want to give other people time to talk. So in the real exam, don't worry. Your examiner will let you talk for a full 2 minutes, but I don't do that. So let's see. So overall, a pretty good answer. And I want to highlight one very good piece of vocabulary you used. So you said to get a job, whatever it was, to get a job these days, you need to be quite overqualified. Very good. So to be overqualified for something means that you've got way more than the actual qualifications you need to get the job. So, for example, if you want to get a job in McDonald's and you've got a PhD, you're overqualified for that job. And so that's a good expression there, Lydia. You used that well. You used it correctly. Let's see. So a lot of people use this expression, and it's not wrong, but native speakers probably wouldn't use it. You said to go abroad for further study. To go abroad for further study. That's okay. That's not wrong, but we'd be much more likely to say to study abroad. To study abroad. So the ambition I have had for a long time is to study abroad, and that would be a simpler and more natural way that a native speaker would use to say that. Okay. let's see, one little mistake here. You said, I felt myself quite interested in. I felt myself quite interested in.
I found myself, actually it was.
Okay, I found myself interested in. Okay, that's better. All right, I found myself interested in. Okay, you could just say I was interested in. I was quite interested in. It would be fine also. And the last one is you said when I entered to the university. When I entered to the university. So we don't really say it like that. We don't really say enter a university in English. And does anybody know what we might say?
When I went to university, or...
Okay. Good. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, when I went to university. We'd probably most likely say when I started university. When I started university would be the most common one. So basically in Chinese, I think you'd be more likely to say, 我进入大学的时候. In English, we'd be more likely to say, when I started university, not entered university, but when I started university. Okay, Lydia, pretty good answer overall. Thank you very much. Good. Okay, let's do two more. So the next person is, hello, what's your name? Oh, your mic hasn't come on yet. Sorry, wait 1 second. Hello, hi, what's your name?
Hello, hi. My name is Lynn.
Lynn, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Popular name, all right. Okay, Lynn, so tell us about an ambition that you have had for a long time.
Okay, shall I just start it?
Please.
Okay, cool. All right, I want to talk about my actually an old ambition. When I was a kid, I have had this ambition for years. It was about my future career. I was always wanting to be a food scientist. It started with like at least 10 years ago when I was first traveling with my mom, and we were sat at a small train station. We had no food, but my mom got me some warm packet of instant ramen. It was so good. It was the very first time I ever had instant ramen because my mom would thought, no, it's not nutritious, it's not good for your health, that's why you shouldn't eat it. But that was the very first time I ever get taste of instant ramen, and I just crazily fell in love with it. And after that, I just kept thinking, how can this even be possible? How can someone make it like such delicious food packaged with flavors, and they sell it at a very low cost, and sometimes they even convert expensive flavors or say ingredients like maybe fancy seafood into a small package of seasonings, and you can basically travel with it everywhere. And one time we went to Taiwan and we tried a new brand, one Taiwanese brand of instant ramen. It has a full package of beef and also full package of broccoli. That actually changed my mind so much about my opinion on instant noodles. And since then, I thought that's amazing. I'm going to study in food science and I'm going to produce great instant ramen in the future. And
thank you. Okay, thank you, Lynn. Thank you, Lynn.
Yeah.
Thank you, Lynn. Thank you, Lynn. Thank you. Okay. Pretty good job, Lynn. Well done. Very good level of fluency. You've got very good pronunciation. All the words that you pronounced, I think you pronounced them correctly. Also, you have a good rhythm to your speech. So you're not just pronouncing words correctly, you're also pronouncing sentences mostly correct. So that's really good. You've got good vocabulary. So you used a lot of words there that I wouldn't often hear students use, and you use them well. So overall, very good answer. Well done.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So let's see. So I want to highlight one good word you said. So seasonings, but so you said a small. I think you said a small package of seasonings. Would be more like that, or it'd be better a small packet, not package, packet.
Okay, right. A pack.
Yeah, that would be okay as well. Yeah, so probably a small packet of seasonings. But seasonings, that's a very good word, and you use that word correctly. So, seasonings is basically 调料, isn't that right?
Right.
is that right? I want to because the other people are, okay, yeah, I want to just confirm that for other people, so that they, in case they don't know what season is this. Okay. Let's see, one little mistake here. You said they sell it at a very low cost. They sell it at a very low cost. So not cost there.
Maybe?
Exactly. Yeah, a low price. Yeah. So there's a low price. And a small. So your rate of errors was very low. So most of your sentences were grammatically correct. You didn't make many errors at all. Didn't make many grammar errors. One little grammar error that you made near the beginning was you said we were sit at a small train station. We were sit at a small train station.
We're sitting at.
Good. Yeah. That's it. Well done. Yeah. Well done, Len. We were sitting at a small train station, whatever, and I was hungry or whatever. Okay. Good job, Len. Good answer overall. Well done. You're welcome.
Thank you. I have one more question.
Yes. Go ahead.
Right. I think I didn't finish my topic at all. That would affect a lot. It's like I didn't really get a control of my timing, things like that.
Well, I stopped you a little bit early because I want to go on to Don. So
cool.
You had, so when I stopped you, you had about 20 seconds left. So maybe you could have finished in that 20. I don't know. But anyway, it's not hugely important. It's not as long as you get the main point of your answer in part 2. The examiner doesn't really look at like the 4. Oh, has she talked about the second point? Has she talked about the fourth point? The examiner doesn't really care too much. As long as you get the main point, as long as the main answer is logical, it's not like overly memorized, it sounds natural, that's all what's important. If you miss a little point, it's a very small problem. Okay, it's better to always hit the 4 points, but if you miss one, it's not a big deal. Okay, and finally, Don. So Don, finally you get your chance to talk about an ambition that you have had for a long time. So Don, when you're ready, you can start.
Okay, I'm ready. My ambition is to help Chinese people to get the free access of information, which may sound ridiculous, but I think this is an important thing because under the Golden Shield project, which is the under the firewall, most Chinese people cannot get the full information about this world, and they just can access the propaganda of the government, and they cannot go to some normal usual websites like BBC or Wikipedia, and which is quite bad for their daily life. And right now they may maybe get used of it, and they don't need something else. But I think, in my opinion, it's a basic freedom for everyone, because we should have the right of the information transaction. For example, at the beginning, most things are covered up, and they don't know the information at the first time at the very beginning.
Thank you, Don. Okay, well done. That's pretty much 2 minutes there. I let you go on for almost the full 2 minutes. So well done. Generally, very good answer, Don. And so a lot of good vocabulary. Also, the idea is a good idea because so you're in China. Oh no, did you say? Are you in? I think we talked about this already. Are you in Singapore, Don? Is that where you are?
Yeah, not in China.
Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah, okay. What I was going to say was that if you're in China, that means your examiner lives in China, and your examiner probably feels exactly what you feel there. Your examiner probably hates that he or she can't or has to use a VPN to access whatever BBC or Facebook or whatever they want to access. So this is something that your examiner would be quite happy to hear a candidate talk about this topic. So the students who are saying that like this is cool and an interesting topic, that's true. It is a good topic to talk about. It is a good idea for something to talk about that not many candidates would talk about, but the examiner would be pleased to hear a candidate talk about this topic. So that's good. That was good. Also, good vocabulary, Don. So you had a lot of instances where you had some good vocabulary in your answer. And so you said, for example, it may sound ridiculous, but sorry, I'm just going to check that word. So that was a good one. That's something that native speakers will often say, oh, this might sound ridiculous, but whatever. I'm just checking the spelling of that there. Sorry, 1 second. Okay, another one, you said the propaganda of the government. Very good word as well. Propaganda, that's another word that would commonly appear in media. It's a word that all native speakers would know and would use quite often, and it's not a word that most students know, so well done, you used that word correctly as well. And then another time you said things are covered up. So that's a very good phrasal verb as well, to cover up a story, to cover up some news, to cover up things. So it means that they don't let people see the news. They cover up the news. So that's a good expression as well. So a lot of good vocabulary, Don, and good answer generally. Your problem is fluency. So the speed of your speech is a bit slow. And if you could kind of speed up the speed of your speech, your IELTS score would be better. And so how much speaking practice are you doing these days, Don?
I seldom do any speaking practice, because I'm always at home and attending the online classes and do my assignments. So I seldom talk to anybody else.
Okay. And is your so you're a university student, I guess, yeah?
Yes.
Okay, and are your classes in English?
My class is taught in English.
Okay. So that's why you've got such a good vocabulary, and you're obviously listening to quite a lot of English. You're probably reading a lot of English for your studies and everything. And so with some speaking practice, Don, it's not going to be too difficult for you to improve your speaking. So your speaking is already good in a lot of ways, especially your vocabulary. But if you could do a bit more practice, do a bit more one-to-one practice, then your fluency would develop quite quickly, and then your general level of spoken English would improve quite a lot. So that's the most important thing you need to do at the moment, I would say, Don, is try and get some regular speaking practice in with another person, let's say 2 or 3 times a week, and then you'll see that you'll be able to think of the vocabulary more quickly, you'll be able to make your sentences more quickly, and you won't be stopping as much. So then obviously you'll get a better score in IELTS if you do that. Is that clear?
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, good answer, Don. Thank you. All right, good job. Okay. OK， 我们还要练习 Part 3， 但是我也有一个消息要给大家分享。所以很多人都在准备雅思的时候都喜欢用范文，然后对我来说这是一个很严重的问题，因为很多学生用的范文都是中国的英语老师或者中国的雅思老师写的范文，然后我经常在网上看到那些范文都有很多错误，都是质量很差的，几乎每一句话都有错误，或者也许每2句话有错误，然后还有一些没有错误的句子，但是就是母语人绝对不会用的表述。所以呢，我真的推荐学生不用被非英语母语人写的范文，但是还是有很多学生都希望通过学习范文准备雅思，或者用雅思写作范文和口语范文 帮助自己准备雅思。所以呢，我在之前的几个礼拜中，为所有这些9月份出版的 Part 2话题做了一些范文，但是我做的方式有一点不一样。因为大部分不管是中国的英语老师还是母语的英语老师，大部分做范文的老师做的就是他们会先把那些范文写下来，然后如果提供语音的话，他们会朗读那个范文，然后如果那个人是母语人，那也效果也不错，因为至少范文不会有错误。但是如果他提前写一下，把那个范文写下，那说出的英语会比较书面的，所以会听上去不是特别自然。我做的是不一样的，我先录制自己自发的回答这些雅思 Part 2，所有这些9月份新出版的25个雅思 Part 2，然后我以后把那些语音变成文字，所以我们今天就开始发布的这个产品，就是一个有这些25个范文，也有他们的语音，但是我从语音开始，我先录制这些回答，然后把语音变成文字，所以这些范文是最接近一个母语人如果要回答这些话题会说的话，所以我觉得这就是你可以学习的质量最高的范文，然后从今天开始就可以卖，所以如果你在 cctalk 的话，你可以按那个你屏幕上的小书包，然后价格也很便宜，99块，全部这些25个范文，也有语音有文字都在一起，然后在每一个范文我们也选择了几个就是好用的英语表述，然后我们提供翻译。所以如果你在准备雅思口语的话，我觉得这些范文会很有帮助，他们也会帮助你想起来一些你可以用来回答 Part 2话题的想法或者的注意。所以你就可以，如果你在这边 cctalk， 你可以按那个小书包就可以买。如果你在知乎的话，最好就加我微信公众号，那就是 Learn with John， 然后可以联系到 Lin， 他会发给你，价格也一样，99块钱，全部这些9月份刚刚发布的25个 Part 2话题，这些 Part 2话题会持续到明年4月份，到明年4月底，所以如果你在从现在到明年4月份打算考雅思的话，这样的一个产品应该会很有帮助。Okay, let us move on now to Ielts Part 3, and we'll do some practice of the two topics for the same two topics, but the Part 3 questions of these two topics. Okay, so let's see. Okay, so first of all, we've got another competition. So our last little competition, our last little challenge of the day is to correct a sentence. So I'm going to send you guys a sentence here in cctalk, and this sentence has two mistakes. This is two mistakes. So I want you guys to look at the sentence and try and find the two mistakes and write me the correct sentence. Write me the correct version of the sentence. So here it is. The ambition I have had for a long time is to lose my weight and get a good shape. Again, the ambition I have had for a long time is to lose my weight and get a good shape. 这一句话有两个错误，所以你要纠正那两个错误，给我写一个正确的英语句子。所以如果你在知乎看的话，这一句话就是 The ambition I have had for a long time is to lose my weight and get a good shape. 所以这一句话有两个错误，你知道哪两个错误在哪里？ OK， 已经有一些回答。都不对，不好意思。所以，有一个人说 ，The ambition I have had for a long time is to lose weight and keep in a good shape。然后第二个人说 ，The ambition I have had for a long time is to lose weight and get a good shape。都不对，还有其他想法吗？所以错误的句子就是 The ambition I have had for a long time is to lose my weight and get a good shape。没有人知道。还有一个回答 The ambition I have had for a long time is to lose weight and keep in shape。那个语法是对，但是有一点的矛盾，因为如果那个人需要减肥，那他不能保持好，所以 to keep in shape 就是保持好的身材，保持苗条的身材。所以如果他需要减肥，那他现在就不是 in shape， 所以他不能 keep in shape。还有一个回答 The ambition that I have had for a long time is to lose weight and get a good shape. No， 都也不对。所以我们不可以 get as shape， 我们不可以 get as shape。还有一个回答 The ambition I have had for a long time is to lose my weight and to get good shape. No。OK， 所以我原来写的那句话有两个错误。第一个就是 lose my weight， 我们不可以说 lose my weight， 我们只可以说 to lose weight。所以 Page 的回答就是 The ambition I have had for a long time is to lose weight. Good. And keep good shape. No. Don, the ambition I've had for a long time is to lose weight. Good. And to keep fit. 不一样。不一样。然后不是 keep。So to keep and to get 是两个概念，因为 keep 意味着你已经在很好的状态，但是 get 就意味着你现在的状态不好，但是你要提高你的状态，就是 get 一个更好的状态。没有人知道。OK， 听了，我给了太多错误答案，所以正确的答案就是 The ambition I have had for a long time is to lose weight, so not lose my weight, but lose weight, and get in good shape, not a good shape, just get in good shape. 所以那个 shape 就是一个状态，所以我们不可以说 a shape, get in good shape or keep a good shape. 我们只可以说 to get in good shape， 然后你达到了那个状态之后，你可以说 to be in good shape. For example, he is in good shape or she is in good shape. 我再举这个例子吧。所以比如说我的朋友2年前很胖，但是现在就是很瘦，或者现在身体很好，身体状态很好。that 我们可以说my friend was really fat 2 years ago, but now he is in good shape. So he was really fat 2 years ago, then he got in good shape, and now he is in good shape. Okay. OK， 然后也有人说 and build good shape. No, we can't build shape. No. So just to get in shape, or to get in good shape, and then to be in good shape. To be in shape or to be in good shape. OK. OK， 所以我们开始练习一下 Part 3。所以第一个话题就是那个关于 opinions， 但是我无所谓，你可以，如果你准备的 Part 2是关于 ambitions， 你可以回答这些关于 opinions 的，或者相反的也可以，我无所谓。所以谁要回答这些 Part 3的问题都可以。所以如果你要挑战自己回答一些 Part 3问题的话，可以现在举手。然后如果你在知乎，如果你在知乎看这个直播，最好来到 cctalk， 然后你可以回答这些问题，我可以听你说英语，我可以给你一些提高你英语的意见，只要过来这边，过来 cctalk 就可以。OK， 所以还有 Ruby， 还有其他人吗？还有 Don， OK， 所以 一直是同样的一些学生，然后那也很好，但是我觉得还有很多人，好像有80多个人在看这个直播，在 cctalk， 然后有很多在知乎，所以如果你只看你只听这个直播，效果不会特别好，最好就是注说一下，最好就是练习你的口语，因为这就是一个口语直播，所以你来看这个直播，目标应该是提高你的口语。要提高你的口语的话，你真的要练习你的口语。Okay. So let's see. Let's start with Linda this time. Sorry, not Linda. Lydia. Hello, Lydia.
Hi. It's me again.
Hi. Okay. It is. Yeah. Okay. We've got the same volunteers all the time, but that's it's good for you guys. It would be better if some other people volunteered as well. Anyway, that's not your problem. So, Lydia, some questions for you about opinions. Okay. So, Lydia, why is it difficult to change people's opinions?
From my point of view, there are some following reasons. First of all, different people, they grow up from different background, and due to many reasons, they have different ways of thinking, and the life journey, everybody's life journey is different, so the adventure they had may be different. So for the same thing, they don't share the same opinion. Secondly, is because the interests, they just stand at the two sides of the interests. So it's really normal because both of them want to defect their own interests. That's all.
Okay, thank you. All right. So, do children change their opinions more regularly than adults do?
Let me think about it. Wow. It's basically yes, because the kids, they haven't grown up, and their wills to see the world, to judge something, haven't been created completely. So if some people, or for example their parents, their teachers, their friends convinced them constantly, they will change their mind. And sometimes the teachers, the parents will told them, oh, if you could change your mind, I will give you something else for a gift. And so the kids will change their mind more easily. But for the adults,
Okay, thank you, Lydia. Do you think it's good for children to argue with their parents sometimes?
Actually, as far as I am concerned, I think that's not bad, because as for me, I am always a rebel child since I was quite young. I just have my ways of thinking, and sometimes I don't think that parents are always the authority of everything. And kids, they could also develop their own ways to think about everything. And I think kids should need to talk with the parents, or usually talk to their parents, but they need to pay attention to the ways they speak to the parents. I think that's better. If not, some parents who is not so wise, they will think that their children just want to rebel them, instead of laying emphasis on what are the opinions of their child. That's all.
Thank you. Okay, thank you, Lydia. All right. Okay, pretty good answers there, pretty logical answers, and you explained your answers very well, and you kept talking very well. You gave long and complete and detailed answers to the questions. So good job overall.
Well,
also, you had you had a good expression that you used that I want to share with everyone. So you said they have different ways of thinking. So that's a good expression. So to have a different way of thinking about something, that was good. You used that well. Let's see. Just your answer to the first question. In the first sentence you said, from my point of view, there are some following reasons. So that was a bit clunky. That's not. It's too complicated, and it's not quite grammatically correct either. So it's better to just say it more simply. There are several reasons, and then start talking about the reasons. So there's no need to say, from my point of view, there are some following reasons. Just say, there are several reasons. That would be more natural. Okay. Because like if you talk about what you're trying to do there, where you're talking about following reasons, you should say maybe for the following reasons. But that's something that we'd be more likely to use when we're writing an article. It's not something we'd be likely to use when we're just having a conversation with someone. So if you just said there are several reasons, that would be better. Okay. Let's see. And then you had a little bit of trouble with this word. So it's a good word, but you're not quite using it correctly or pronouncing it correctly. Can you try and say that word? Can you see that word, Lydia? I just sent it in the chat messages there.
1 minute. Rebel or rebel. I think for verb or noun, they have different.
You're right. Yeah, you're right. It can be a verb and it can be a noun. So if it's a noun, that is to rebel.
Rebel.
And then if it's a verb, that's a rebel. So rebel.
Okay.
Rebel and rebel. So you for example, you said, I am always a rebel child. So there you'd need an adjective. So that would be a rebellious. I was always a rebellious child.
Rebellious. Okay.
Yeah. Now you could say, when I was a child, I was a rebel, or you could say, I was a rebellious child. And then another time you said, I want to rebel them. So I think you meant I wanted to rebel against. So you rebel against something or rebel against someone. So I wanted to rebel against them, against my parents. Okay. So overall, good language in your answers there, Lydia. Well done. Good answers overall. Quite good details. So pretty good. Thank you. Okay. We've got a new student who I don't think I've talked to yet today. So I'm going to open their microphone. Turn on their microphone, I should say. Hello. What's your name?
My name is Michael. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can, Michael. Yeah. Cool.
Okay. Good.
Okay, Michael. So some more questions for you about this same topic, about opinions and changing opinions. Okay. So, okay. Michael, do intelligent people often change their opinions about things?
I think I don't know, but sometimes if we how do you say it really depends on what kind of what kind of thing, because somebody they often go somewhere to eat, or how to say okay, it really depends on what kind of thing is, like I said before, you want to go somewhere to eat, and you want to talk to someone, or you want to next an hour or next minute you the TV channel or something. I think it's changed very often.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do children change their opinions more often than adults do?
I don't think so. Because whether you are a children or adult, maybe you change your opinion, change your mind very often. I don't think so, because even adult they change their mind very often, and maybe all the time, or I don't think it depends on your age or something like that.
Okay. In regards to politics, do you think that every individual person's opinion is equally important?
Do you mind if I ask you? I didn't get full prepared to.
Okay. Sure. Okay.
Do you mind? Okay. Do you mind? You say that again.
Sure. Yeah. No problem.
In the front of the sentence, I didn't hear you.
No problem. No problem. Okay. In regards to politics, do you think that every individual person's opinion is equally important?
Sometimes I think, but I don't think everybody's opinion is important, because in my point of view, I think how do you say, when we when we make a decision to do something, or maybe you want to make a very important decision. Yes, of course. Maybe one of the group, the person whose opinion is very important, we need to listen. But I don't think everyone's opinion is important, because we often make very important decision for a few people's opinion, like who is the owner, who is the boss, or who you are. I don't know.
Okay.
So I don't think.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, thanks, Michael. Okay, that's all for your questions. Okay, so you had some good vocabulary there, Michael, and you did kind of keep talking. You tried to keep talking as much as possible. The problem was you weren't really answering the questions in any kind of a direct way. You were answering the questions very indirectly, and you weren't giving any. Like, I still don't know your feelings about any of these questions. So, for example,
all right.
The first question.
Okay.
Do intelligent people often change their opinions about things? Do intelligent people often change their opinions about things? So if the question is a do question, the answer is really yes or no. It's generally yes or it's generally no. And okay. I don't know what you feel about that. I don't know which one it was. Was it generally yes or generally no? You said it depends, okay. But I always say never say it depends in part 3. Never say it depends, because you're not really giving an opinion if you say it depends. So, and then the next question was, do children change their opinions more easily than adults do? So again, in general, that's yes, they do, or no, they don't. And I don't really know what you feel about that. I think you said like they both change their opinions, which of course is true. But the question is, in general, do children change their opinions more than adults do? The last one. So this one was a bit of a. This one was a difficult question, but part 3 is more difficult. This is the most difficult part of the exam. So it was in regards to politics. Do you think every individual person's opinion is equally important? And so let's see, what does this mean? So it's like, 对于政治，或者在政治那个领域，你觉得每一个人的看法都一样重要吗？ So 每个人的看法都一样重要吗？ So again, it's like, so how could you answer that? You could say, yes, I think everybody's opinion is equally important. Everybody deserves to have an opinion about the political things that are happening in their country, and every individual's life is equally important, so therefore every individual's opinion must be equally important. You could say something like that, or you could say, no, of course people's opinions aren't equal. Some people are very unintelligent and they don't read anything about what's happening in the world, so they don't have any ideas about what's going on in the world. So obviously that kind of person's opinion is not as valuable as somebody who cares very much about what's happening in the world and who is very well educated and very well read. So again, it's either yes or no. In these questions in part 3, it's better to choose a side and then explain what your opinion is as much as possible. Okay. Good. So yeah. So anyway,
may I ask a question? Sometimes please. Sometimes I really didn't know. I'm not sure. How about that?
Mm-hmm.
I really don't know. I'm really not sure which side is my opinion, or how could I just practice more, or I just want to, how to say, can I?
Yeah, you kind of got to practice more, and you've got to read more and listen more, because if you read a lot of stuff, then you're going to have more opinions. if you talk to foreigners a lot, or not just talk to foreigners, talk to people a lot, you're going to develop more opinions about different things. And you should, everybody should have opinions about stuff. It's good to have an opinion, and if you don't know about something, then you should read about it and learn about it, and then you'll get some opinions about it. But even if you don't have an opinion about something, just if you're in Ielts Part 3 and you've got a question and you don't have an opinion about it, then make one. Make one. Think of one.
Okay, great, great. Thank you. I really
okay. Yeah. Thanks, Michael.
I will try to choose a side and explain.
Yeah,
more.
that would be better. That would be better. Okay. Thanks, Michael. Okay. So just to finish that point, sometimes in the exam, you're going to get asked a question and you'll know exactly what you want to say. Maybe you don't know the words, but you know the idea. You definitely know the idea, and it might be difficult to find the words, or it might be easy to find the words. It depends on your vocabulary. Then more times, there'll be other times where you don't know the idea. You don't have an idea about what to say. Well, you've got to think of a fucking idea in that instance. Then is your time when you've got to think of an idea. That happens sometimes in the world. Sometimes somebody asks you a question. I've never thought about that before, but now I'm going to think about it, and now I'm going to tell you what I think. So sometimes you have to do the actual thinking in the moment. The more you practice speaking, the more you practice chatting to other people, having conversations with other people, the more you read, the more you listen to stuff, the better you will get at thinking of your opinions instantaneously in that moment. Okay. All right. So let's move on to the other topic. We've got currently 3 people waiting, but if there's any other people, you can put up your hand now, because this is your last chance. 这就是你今天最后一个练习你英语口语的机会，所以我真的鼓励大家就说一下。然后如果有任何新的学生，任何到目前为止没有机会说话的学生，我肯定会选他。OK。然后有一个人提供一个问题 ：Can we speak vulgar words in the exam? Like fucking? No, no, you shouldn't do that in the exam. 如果我是考官，然后如果一个考生说 fuck， 就是说脏话，我一点都不会在乎。但是有一些考官肯定会有一些人，包括一些雅思考官就不喜欢脏话。我很讨厌那样的人，但是真的有那样的人。所以最稳妥的就是不要在口语考试的过程或者写作考试的过程中说脏话。Okay. All right. So we do have one new student. So I'm going to go to that new student first. And okay. Hello. Is your name Elan?
Yes, this is
Hi.
Elan.
Is that your name? Okay, Elan.
Yes.
Cool. We're moving on to the other topic. So the other topic is ambitions. All about ambitions. So, Elan, in your country, what are the most common kinds of ambitions that young people have?
So I live in China. The most common ambition for young people, at my age, is worse. To be a scientist, like to be someone that can work in a leading technical industry and improve the technology for the country, for the nation. But I think today, young people's ambition had changed. I think their most common ambition today is to be a pop star on the internet, so that they will be shown to their peers. They can present their ideas and convey it to a lot of other people, and they can make a huge amount of money out of that.
Okay, right. So, do you think is that a bad change then? So young people used to want to become scientists. Now they want to become famous on the internet. Is that bad?
I would not say it's a bad change. Actually, I think it's good in many aspects. I think young people today, well, I mean, like the younger generations, they are they feel more comfortable and free to speak their own opinions, while our generation or our parents' generation, they don't have any character. They are not they're not bold enough to speak their own opinions or give their announce their own voice. And I think that generally is a good change.
Okay. So do you think it's important for all children to have ambitions?
Well, I personally think it is acceptable not to have ambitions if when we are saying ambitions, if we are referring to becoming wealthy, becoming famous, or becoming popular like a pop star, I think it's okay not to have that kind of ambition, because I think, in my opinion, the happiness, I think everyone should be happy, but not everyone should have a very big ambition, because all those normal things that you are doing in your everyday life can still bring your happiness and peace to you and your family. And that is the way that we, yes.
Thank you, Elan. Okay, thank you. Okay, pretty good job overall. So your use of words is quite good. You speak quite accurately, and you produce a lot of good sentences. You produce a lot of sentences that don't have any mistakes. So that's all good. It's a bit like the student who I talked to earlier, Don, whereby you seem to have a very good vocabulary, but your problem is that you're just not producing the sentences quickly enough. Your fluency isn't as good as it should be. So that's what you need to work on. You need to work on becoming more fluent, because you're already able to think of the sentences that you need to express your ideas, and you've got some good ideas. You just need it all needs to happen a little bit more quickly, and that would mean then that you would be a very capable speaker of English. But overall, pretty good. So a lot of good sentences, a lot of good vocabulary. Let's see. And your answers made sense. So you talked about the difference between what young people used to want to do in the past, what their ambitions used to be in the past, and now. Just let's say you said now they want to be a pop star on the internet. Pop star. I don't think you meant pop star. There. Probably not a pop star. Can you think of another word that you might have meant there? Maybe not a pop star.
I mean to Hong.
Okay, right. So does anybody know how to say that? How to say that in English? Wang.
Yeah.
Anybody else know? I'm going to give you guys 5 seconds to think of. One person said influencer. Yeah, that's good actually. That's a good one. I hadn't thought of that, but that's true. Yeah, that's a good one. You could say an influencer, become an influencer on the internet. Right, another one, an internet star. Maybe a blogger. No, that's completely different. A blogger is a person who writes articles. So that's completely different. A YouTuber, yeah, but the problem is in China it's difficult to access YouTube. So if you're saying a China, if the person is famous on whatever, on Bilibili, they're not a YouTuber. They're not a YouTuber. So this isn't what I think the best way to say it is an online celebrity. An online celebrity. And somebody said an influencer. That's good as well. An online celebrity. Don says an opinion leadership. So you've got an idea there, but it's opinion leader, not an opinion leadership. An opinion leader. Okay, yeah. Okay, so those would be okay. So an opinion leader or a influencer. I think the best one is probably an online celebrity, because online celebrity includes people who write blogs. It includes people who make videos. It includes people who get famous for singing songs on the internet. People who are on Instagram and things like Instagram that are famous for their photos and whatever. It includes all of them. Okay. Let's see. So you said another time. You said I think you said young people are able to speak their own opinions. So you can't really say speak an opinion. Do you know what the word? So there's a different verb that goes with opinion, not speak an opinion. Anybody know? So like teach you a canfa. And
Yes.
dancing form their opinions. No, form is different because form is like Shanchilai canfa. Alice saying speak out. No. Come up with
Express, yes,
is
express.
Good. Express their opinion. Thank you, Sherry. Yeah, express their opinions. Or another one would be give an opinion. So those are the verbs that go with opinion. So it's express an opinion or give an opinion. Okay, and let's see. The last thing for you, Elon, is I want to highlight one very good sentence that you said. So your last question was something about what was it? It was about children having their opinions, children having ambitions. I think it was, is it important for children to have ambitions? And you said you give a very interesting answer, whereas I think almost everybody would say yes, it's important. But you said it's also okay for them to not have opinions, and you expressed your opinion, your idea very well. And in that you said it is acceptable not to have ambitions. Very good. Very good expression there. It is acceptable not to have ambitions. So, well done. Thank you, Elaine. Good job overall. Well done. Thank you. Okay. Okay. So I woman ye or lingua geschichte Schwächung. So I will schwend. Hello, Paige. This 一直需要几秒钟的时间连接到你的账号，所以Hello, Paige. Can you say something now?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right, Paige. So, Paige, some questions for you about the same topic. So, let's see. So, Paige, do you think becoming famous is a good ambition to have?
Yes, I think so.
Why, Paige?
Become a famous is a common ambition. For most of people, especially for example, as for children, they may need have some ambition to help them set a goal and how good manage their time, so that they can pursue their dream.
So, what about becoming famous? Is it good for people to want to become famous?
Please repeat the question.
Okay. Okay. So, some people want to become celebrities. They want to become famous. They want everybody to know their name. Is that good? Is it good that people think like that they want to become famous?
Maybe. I think some people want to be famous since it can bring them some profits, like in their career and some persuade their personal achievement.
Okay. What problems can happen if somebody becomes famous? Okay, Paige, sorry, this is taking a bit too long. So yeah, sorry, Paige, 对不起，但是第一个问题你前两次都没有听清楚，然后这个问题你好像也没有听得进去，所以 Paige， 我觉得你最好就是现在优先练习 Part 1， 因为在你的水平 Part 1就是最重要。然后如果你做口语考试，在 Part 3考官会问你的问题不会特别难。我们今天在这里练习的这些问题都是难度比较高的，所以你好像没有特别理解，所以你现在应该多一点练习 Part 1， 然后如果你可以 Part 1在 Part 1表达的不错的话，那 Part 然后如果只有 Part 2和 Part 3不是特别糟糕，你可以拿到一个不错的分数，比如说5.5或者也是6分。但是现在这些 Part 3， 我现在在问的这些 Part 3问题好像有一点超出你现在的级别，所以最好比如说如果你下个礼拜再来参加这个直播，最好练习一下 Part 1。 Okay, thanks Paige. All right, okay, so let's see. Right, so we're pretty much out of time. We're pretty much out of time for today's live class. So let's see. I've sent the questions. So those are if you look over there on the left side, you'll see those are the questions that I was asking here in Part 3. Does anybody have a question, any questions that you want to ask me before we finish? Any question about Ielts? Any question about learning English in general? 没有吗？没有人有问题，有问题想问吗？然后 Ruby 和 Don 和我忘记其他学生，很抱歉，因为你们没有机会练习 Part 3， 但是 Part 1和 Part 2你们都练习了，所以所以不可以全部都做。OK， OK， 没有问题的话 ，OK， 那谢谢大家参加今天的直播，我们下个礼拜再见一下，所以我们礼拜一同样这个时间就是北京时间7点钟 ，OK， 下次再见，拜拜 ，Thanks a lot。Oh yeah， OK， 如果你喜欢这个直播的话，你可以给我5颗星，谢谢。